Hi guys, Crazy Ed here. I am doing better at zone. Took some adjustment. I am adopting a pretty passive strategy. I'm trying to be tight and just try to look for mainly trying to look for betting and timing tells. These guys telegraph most of what they do is pretty predictable. Not all of it. Some of it is just so wacky. It just confounds me. I watched a fairly good movie last night. I get my library has this thing called Hoopla, and they give 10 free movie rentals a month through streaming. It's pretty cool. And I watched Hannah. It didn't have like that much of a plot. It was about this child who was like this. She was trained by a spy agency to be like the CIA or something, to be like a super soldier. She was like genetically modified. She was like, I don't know, a child. She was more like a teenager or something like that. And she was like a killer. Super soldier, teenage killer. She wasn't like bad. But the plot was just a little, convoluted and weird, but it had some good action scenes. She really kicked some ass, and it was in Europe. I'm really not. It just where they were exactly. They started it somewhere in Asia, and then they seem to be in Spain, and I just don't understand the locations. I was just totally confused. You're gonna get a check raise. Oh shit, he was probably on a flush draw. Okay, now I'm counterfeited. They usually do that like something like a pot re-raise, like pot, limp pot. Something like that. See, I took too long because I was dealing with this. I took a long time to put the raise in. Let me see, I'm getting 2.5 to 1. I have 0 implied odds. Let me see, I had a gutter and a flush draw, so I was 2.6 to 1. I think that if I would have shoved, he definitely would have called. And, it's just not necessary to get, I think, to just go crazy with these quarter stackers. They make the worst movies these days. It's just unreal. I'm going to play this. It's going to be really hard to play, but I'm going to play it. I watched this movie on HBO, and it was like Sylvester Stallone was like a professional prison breaker out of. People would hire him to be sent to prison and then to break out of the prison. He was a professional. He breaks out of prisons. I don't know how you get that, like how you like sell this job to people. Like, oh, you need my services. I can break out of your prison. I think most people would say, fuck you. This is just some kind of a con. But anyway, he was in the prison, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was, let's see what he does. Pot. Why couldn't I get the same guy? Pot. See, they often play like junk aces, so I really, he might have had that, and I don't want to get in a war with him. Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger was a prisoner in the camp that Sylvester Stallone, or the prison he was sent in to break out of, and still, you know, Schwarzenegger looked okay, but I mean, for his age, he's sort of getting on in years, but Stallone just looks so bloated and fat and awful. See, that's too long of a delay. Yeah. I'm gonna raise him. That was just the CBAT sort of suggested that he didn't have shit. So I will rarely ever, I mean the donk, I will rarely ever do that, especially on a flush draw. That was snapped. That was snapped very quickly. So okay. So that was gonna be it was either gonna be a fast check raise or he's just gonna fuck off. I probably didn't even need to do 50% C-bet. I probably could have done a little less and saved some money. Because sometimes when they do that snap check, I probably do that. It means that they're going to give you, they're trying to be like, check it so fast that they're trying to make it seem like, oh, I don't have anything, I'm just snap checking. I'm probably guilty of that. And then they go for the check raise. It's very calm today. These guys are very passive. I've only been 3-bet once, and the guy had nines. I don't really know why he is doing that, but That was pretty aggro. I should have bet smaller on the river. He probably had the jack. That was a mistake. That was weird. They don't usually do that. Because if he had the ace and he was strong, normally he would just call. I think that I'm gonna give up poker, not like completely, like bleh. I normally I could pronounce recreationally, but I'm sort of tired. I think that I'm gonna like, not that I was really making any money off poker anyway, but I think I'm just gonna like try to work at McDonald's, something like that, fast food. You know, not as management. I wouldn't be opposed to like doing management, but just any whatever I can get, and you want to float, you got to pay. You got to pay to float. I know you want to float me, but you're gonna have to pay. If you hit the 10, you gotta pay. See? That's what happens. That's what happens when you float like a fucking idiot. Some guy yesterday, he was floating. There were 3 players. I opened raise with jacks in a round early position. He was on the button. He floated me with like ace 4 offsuit, and I hit the set on the flop, and I put in this, and there was this one guy floating in the blinds, or calling. He called in the blinds. He did actually. I put in a pot level bet, and both guys were there after the flop. There was I'm gonna make these guys fucking pay. This guy's fucking crazy. Everyone's deep. Okay, I tell you what, assholes. You want it? We're gonna go to war. We're gonna go to war right now. I'm not dealing with two deep stack. Okay, we're in it. This is it. We're in it for all the chips. It's gonna be make or break. Whatever, man. Good job. You're a winner. Idiot. That's what happens when you play, when you fucking cold call a fucking 3-bet. Especially with such a fucking lukewarm hand as King Jack suited. I mean, that is just such a dominatable hand. It's not funny. Anyway, I just go for the jugulars with these motherfuckers because I don't try to piecemeal them. I just, when I get a strong hand, I just go for the jugular because I know that they just keep calling. they have no belief in folding. So when I have a monster, I just go for it, and sometimes they suck out. What can I do? But I'd like to just try to get all the money in, because I know that they will. Anyway, I was telling you before, like, how that, yeah, so I was telling you that scenario before, and this guy, because it was a 3 flush on the turn, I checked. And because I wasn't entirely sure if I was ahead. But anyway, this guy on the button, the guy who was floating me on the button, put in this like pot level fucking bet stab. Okay, the guy in the blind folded, but it's like, if there's a 3 flush, why is he betting so strong? It doesn't make any sense. So I just thought, well, this doesn't smell right. Oh, also there was an over. It was a king. So he was trying to, bluff either the over or the king. I mean, I don't know what he was trying to do, but, I'm so busy talking to you that I forgot to make the C bet. I normally would have made a C bet here. Anyway, I was just telling a story and I was losing. But anyway, I have to really stop talking. Anyway, he was playing rags and he was just trying to bluff his way to victory. And he called it off with ace high. He shoved all his chips, full stack. And, but anyway, I think that, I'm going to just, quit trying to get a career in poker. I think even if I were a good player, I don't see myself or anyone really making enough money in this country. It's it's really hard. There's hardly any action. So I think that maybe I'll move up north and try to get a trailer park or something. I mean, like a mobile home in a trailer park or something. Well, how are we doing for time? Where's my thing? Okay. Oh, we've gone. The time has flown by. Okay. I think this is going to be it. This has been Crazy Ed. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.